I'd like to convey one of the healthiest and simple mindsets for going your own way in life that's personally helped me shed fear and shame. It's the notion that it's all about what you love, gentlemen, and not what loves you. I've spoken about the mental exercise of being rationally solipsistic for the sake of self-esteem, as well as not seeking solace in groups to further strengthen your confidence. Both of those videos are linked below. But what I want to talk about today is a very important corollary to having a healthy and rational solipsism with regard to your decisions in life. I have this belief that it's about what you love and not what loves you. Think about that. It's such a simple and strong premise for anyone wanting to calibrate some self-respect into their lives and feel righteous about doing their own thing and going their own way. For those new to my channel, I will reiterate that my stance on these issues is always with the caveat of one should be as selfish and honest as they can be, provided they don't initiate force on another or lie to get what they want. Otherwise, I advocate being as politely self-centered as you can be, gentlemen, again, without lying to or using anyone. The beautiful part about solipsistically focusing on your own happiness like this, where it's only about what you love and not what loves you, is that you stop apologizing for going your own way. When it's only about what you love, then you don't ask anyone to validate whether it's okay to love anything. Doesn't this sound freeing? And let me throw in an added bonus too, gentlemen, that since we all know a woman can't love a man the way he loves her, it's even more of a relief to know that one couldn't care less how a person loves me in the end, because I determine if love exists for me toward that person or thing, and most importantly, to what extent and what limits I set for loving anything. Sure, practically speaking, the amount you love something or someone is predicated on how appealing that thing is, but I'm talking about how you honestly determine what you value. By putting what you love as the primary and often only filter in the front of your mind that all things must prove themselves through, it becomes a much more self-determined way of approaching your happiness and security in life than ever before. Another way of looking at this is, if my solipsistic filter of it's only about what I love keeps my self-respect, then I know I'm not compromising my principles. i.e., I can justify why I love something. It's not nebulous, insecure affection, undefined like modern female romantic love is, where there are no standards other than saying yes in order to validate your romantic love to her. So when it's only about what you love, it's all about how you spend your time with who you choose to spend your time with, friends, family, the projects that you love doing, hobbies, going for runs, walks in nature. You're free to love it all under your terms. It's the notion that you embrace it. It's yours. No one fills you up but you. And the what in the phrase, it's only about what you love, is intentional, because then everything becomes a what. The what is important, as this can be people, things, or pastimes. It's about you pouring yourself into the thing because you choose to and you consciously value it. It's not about them or it filling you up. You're already full because you're confidently wanting to put yourself into this thing or show affection or want it. And here's another benefit for thinking in this self-esteemed way. When it's only about what you love and not what loves you, you don't miss her. I've had many personal anecdotes in years gone by in my relationships where women have said that I don't open up and that I'm detached in a way. And perhaps I am because of this attitude. The point is, I don't need women or much of anything outside of me at all, other than what I confidently choose to engage with or love or want or spend my time with. This simplicity and minimalism of knowing yourself to such a simple degree, women don't like it, because leaving your decisions about what you love to her is suicide. You see, women want to be needed. And if you need her, you're lacking. You have this fear of losing her. Gentlemen, let me suggest the best thing you can do is not need anyone or anything in that insecure sense, in that sense that causes many men to throw themselves off bridges after a breakup. Let me repeat, it's about what you love, not what loves you. And women tend to get frustrated when you don't need them anymore because they want to be needed. They say you're not opening up enough. You don't want real commitment. All this gaslighting to get you to hand over the control of what you love and validation through her. You see, what happens when it's only about what you love is that you don't need her to validate anything for you. And this came to me a long time ago, the notion of, I don't really care how she feels about me. All that matters is how I feel about her, or my hobby, or my pastime, or how much I want to work, or where I want to work, or what I spend my money on. And I've often talked about this notion of selfishness, a healthy selfishness, which I'd probably refine a little to be self-centered. You know, that you and your perceptions and values are the things steering your ship, that you and your decisions are at the center of your life. You see, when it's all about what you love and not about what or who loves you, you no longer fear loss. You don't fear losing anything. You don't fear death as much. You don't fear losing your job. You don't fear losing her. And this is the best bit. You're overall a much freer and calmer individual, which is what going your own way is. Freedom. When you're in control of what you love, then you realize nothing can be taken from you. If you still fear you're going to lose her, then she was never yours. Sure, love things and people, but within limits, and set your boundaries in a healthy and rational way. Put yourself first, gentlemen. And look, I understand this way of not just thinking but being doesn't happen overnight. Just like getting abs doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. I mean, you talk to an elder Buddhist monk, and then you talk to a young monk, and you'll realize the difference. You realize that it's time spent knowing the path and the belief and the repetition that consistently makes it truer and truer for you. Through time and consistency, being connected to what's right creates an enlightened person. Like I said, you accept death and things ending in a calmer way, like you haven't before. You start to see the connection of things in life and seeing life as it is. You see women as they are and the whole system as it is. And then the liberating thing of being able to now control the only thing you ever could, which is yourself. And so you let go of controlling everything else. And that's the beautiful thing. You can control what you love and you apologize to nobody for it. You know, actually going your own way calmly and confidently, it's hard to describe praxeologically to some of you guys, but I hope my little concept of it's about what you love and not what loves you helps you see the matrix a little better and be a little freer. In truth, many MGTOW have been describing this same principle for a long time, albeit in different ways. And the different ways of describing the same phenomena is so important. But you know, they'll shame you and tell us to stop talking about the same things within our circles. But the point is not just to keep the message alive, like exercising, but to also refine and say them in ways that get through to a particular set of male ears for once in their lives. For example, the phrase we've all heard, 0 fucks given, and my notion of it's what you love and not what loves you is saying the same thing. It's the same message designed for different people. Different ears respond differently. I just thought that this was important to mention regarding chipping away at the same concepts, albeit from different perspectives. And I encourage you guys to pull apart concepts and come up with what works for you. So in closing, having life be filtered through the responsible decision of what you love only, without apology, I believe is a much more responsible way of approaching things. It's a way of approaching love and what you want and how you live consciously. So in this way of looking at things, it matters as little to me if my video game loves me, my pencil or paper loves me, or whether some woman loves me. It's redundant. All that matters is that I love it. It's my decision. Are you starting to understand, gentlemen? And if the thing treats you like shit or gives you no joy, okay, fine. It's still your conscious decision to stay with it, to continue to show affection toward it, or to throw it in the trash where it belongs and move on with your life and find something you do love. For those of you men like me, the notion of what you love resting on your shoulders completely should be a breath of fresh air. I know it is to me. Go your own way, gentlemen. Later. Please share, like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell icon under this video, and keep checking my channel for new stuff. All my videos are free, but donations are very appreciated through Patreon or PayPal if you feel like showing your appreciation. Your generosity keeps me creating more videos. And thanks to all you guys who've donated recently, especially Jason Donald. Thanks guys.